So on a typical day, this is about how my meal planning goes. I stand in front of the freezer and decide on a protein. Well, this is the chicken department. That's the hamburger and bacon and sausage and hot dog department. Very important. Down here are roasts, ribs, assorted big stuff. So back up here, feels like a kind of a chicken day. Like maybe one of these. And that's where it starts. Now for what to do with it, I think a stir fry is in order. Come to me. And now that that's decided, over here in the produce department, what to have with it. I think some of these might work. A little kale. Come out of here. Definitely some broccoli. And down here, oh, some of that. Nah. Some green onion, okay. Nah. Okay, half an onion, I'll use that. Nah. Not now. That'll do. So this is what I have. Now from the Asian department of the pantry, throw in some bean sprouts, some bamboo shoots, garlic, some baby corn, and I think I have a plan. Next step is to cut everything into chopstick-sized pieces. Now starting with the chicken boob, after I've cut off any excess fat, I want to cut it into bite-sized hunks, a little less than an inch. This is still a little bit frozen inside, which actually in the long run makes it easier to cut. What you're going for here is mainly uniformity so that all the pieces cook in the same length of time. How big they are depends on how you like them. What I don't like is being in the middle of eating a meal with chopsticks and having to go get a knife. I consider that a no-no. So there we are. Set that aside. Actually, don't set it aside quite yet. Into a Ziploc. Put a couple of fat tablespoons of cornstarch and a tablespoon of flour, a little Old Bay, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, just a touch of nutmeg, a little pepper, a little salt, not too much, shake this all around and mix it up real well. And dump all the chicken in it. Seal it up. Make sure it's sealed up so it doesn't dump all over the counter on you. And then throw it around until you're tired of it. Making sure all the chicken is thoroughly coated. And when you're tired of playing with it, now set it aside. Now after I've started some rice, do basically the same thing with the veggies. I always think bite size, or in the case of the garlic, finely minced. That will work. Again, I always think in terms of bite size. Done. Snow peas. I always take off the stem end because it's chewy. I don't like that. The green onion. This will be mostly for garnish. Or for whatever else I feel like doing with it. And now for the kale. I think I want to cut it into strips. Roughly, mostly. Just so it will blend into the stir fry a little more thoroughly. I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch wide. Whatever. That one's mine. This is already starting to smell good and I haven't even done anything with it yet. Okay. That's about it. Except for grating a little ginger root. How much? I don't know. Maybe that much. Maybe a little more. Yeah. Is that maybe a half a teaspoon? Oh, that stuff has such an aroma to it. So now it's time to fire up the wok. A couple of healthy tablespoons of peanut oil. Wait until it gets seriously hot. Stir it up. And dump in the chicken. I'll give it a few minutes over high heat. Now this doesn't need to be cooked all the way through yet. I just want a little color on it. Then throw in the onion and the garlic, and now the broccoli. And give it a couple of minutes. Now the kale. And this is about done. Throw in the snow peas. Take about a half a cup of chicken stock. Add a quarter of a cup of soy sauce. And then add the cornstarch that you forgot to put into the chicken stock. And basically just let it thicken up. And at the last minute, add the sprouts, however many you want. Same with the bamboo shoots. Oh, that many. And some baby corn. And one for me. And it's time to serve. Ladle it over some rice. Garnish with the green onion. Finish with a touch of paprika. Add a little wine and it's time to eat. Yum. And it all started just by looking in the freezer and trying to make up my mind what I wanted to eat.